Driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal, moved to...
Welcome to French Blonde Travels. I'm Renee. So today I've been benched. I think that I fell asleep flat on my back last night. Now, generally, I'm a side sleeper. And I sleep quite well on my side. I never have any problems usually. But I think I fell asleep flat on my back, and that is no good for my back. I know there's a lot of people that sleep on their backs, and I just never have been a back sleeper. And now that I'm older and I have back issues, sleeping on my back for me is not a good idea. So when I tried to get up, it was very difficult and very painful to get up, to bring my body in an upright position. And then, not only that, but to get out of the car, to get out of the van, to drive. I'm okay if I'm sitting, as long as I'm sitting still and not trying to move or do anything. But it's been really difficult today, just trying to maneuver. So, like, the first thing I did was I took some Advil, and I was hoping that would take some of the pain away. And I also got my heating pad, and I sat with the heating pad for about 45 minutes. But the problem with that is it's like 85 degrees. It might even be warmer. So 45 minutes was all I could deal with that heating pad. So it did get a little bit better a couple hours after taking the Advil. So I was able to actually move a little bit. I can still feel pain, so the Advil didn't completely work. And, just getting to the back of the van, there was no way I was going to be able to lift the bed from the inside to get to the fridge. So I had to go outside the van, and I had to undo the cargo box. And of course, I have to bend over for that. So bending over was difficult. I had to do more of a squat and bend my knees so that my upper half of my body wasn't hanging over, using my core to hold myself in that bent position, because that was killing my back. So I had to bend my knees and kind of squat down to undo the cargo box and get it open to open the back doors. And my fridge sits underneath the bottom of my bed. And because my bed folds, I can lift up the bottom half of the bed. That was excruciatingly painful, just to lift up the back part of the bed so that I could open the fridge and get out, breakfast and stuff like that. So that was the first part of my day. I managed to get that done. I got all my breakfast stuff out of the fridge and got back into the van gingerly, because even that was difficult to make that step. I have a stool that I usually use to step into the van. It's not that I can't step in. I can step in without the stool when my back's not hurting. So I didn't have my stool out, and I'm trying to make this huge step to get back into the van so that I can make coffee and breakfast and stuff. And yeah, I managed to do it. But I'm sitting in the van, and it's like I said, it's warm outside. So I got all the windows open. I got the doors open. Well, I can't open this door over here because we're having like 20-mile-an-hour winds, 35-mile-an-hour gusts. The wind keeps blowing the door shut. So I can't open this door and get a better cross breeze. And so the fan is on, and I've the fan. I don't want it to. It's a USB powered fan, so I don't want it to be completely drained of power because I need it overnight. And so I put it on the charger, so it's charging, and I'm using it, which is fine. At least it'll stay charged up, and I'll be able to use it overnight. Um, if push come to shove, I'll just leave it charging all night if it gets down to that. It's at 85%, so I'm not in danger of being out of a fan. Plus, I have 3 more fans. So, but I'm sitting here and uh, I'm thinking this back thing has got to get better. It feels like it's getting better. I just kind of have been still all day. I tried to sit outside in my chair, and these chairs, these outdoor chairs, there's like really no support. So I had to come back inside and prop myself up on the bed with my pillows so that I could not put any kind of strain on my back and let it just kind of mend itself. I'm probably going to do the heating pad again later, but it's much too hot. I mean, it's Florida. It's much too hot to be sitting under a heating pad right now without being in air conditioning. And the wind is fantastic, but I can't even open the door. Look at that. Look at that. Can't open it. So, but the wind is great as long as I can get it. So I'm relying on my front windows, uh, and the back doors are open. But of course, they're not fully open because the wind won't allow them to stay open. Um, I have the smaller door because my doors are 2 different sizes, the back doors. So the smaller door will click open and stay open, but the bigger door, it doesn't lock into place when you open it unless you open it all the way. And I am kind of parked roadside, so I'm trying to cut down on traffic noise by not opening the door all the way. Plus, everybody can look inside. Plus, if I have to go to the bathroom, well, now I got to close the door or put a curtain up or something like that because I'm exposed to the street. Um, so I'm just kind of benched for the day, and I'm hoping tomorrow it will be okay. But as I'm sitting here, I notice I'm looking out to the water. It looks red. A few days ago, somebody asked me about the red tide, and I said, well, we haven't seen it here. But now I'm seeing red in the water. I don't know if you can see it. I know it's hard to tell, but it does look like the water is turning red. That's kind of a huge concern. I know this red tide thing happens, and when someone mentioned it to me the other day, and I said, no, we haven't seen it here, they were saying that it's happening to the waters further south of here, and that they had anticipated that it would come this way. But, I was skeptical. Um, but now I'm looking at the water, and it looks red. So I don't see people in the water today like there had been. There were, the activities, the people on their on their boards, and the boating and the fishing. I'm seeing none of that today, none of it. So I'm wondering if it was something on the news that alerted people that the red tide was here, and that's why they're not here. Um, but it's very disappointing. Well, early this morning there were fishermen, but there hasn't been anybody since. And I guess you can't do anything in this red tide. I've never seen red water before, but you know, I don't live by the water, so that's why I'm not familiar with these things, but um, I wonder if it lasts a long time. Does it go away by itself? Do they have to treat it? I mean, I don't know about these things. I'll probably look it up and try and figure it out. But yeah, so I'm just sitting here and I'm trying to make some burgers. Um, another one of my, prep all the meat and all that. I've cooked everything, and this is the last thing. So it's taken me a couple of days to get things all cooked up. But um, when these burgers get done, I'm going to eat one. Feel like a burger. They smell good. Um, but yeah, that's what's going on today. I don't like being benched. I don't like having a beautiful day, a beautiful sunny day, even though we got crazy winds happening. I gotta sit inside because my back is like putting the screws to me. So there's been this bird that's been hanging out all day, and it's so funny. Check this bird out. He's just been hanging all day, like somebody's gonna give him something to eat or something. I don't know. Every now and then he'll squawk at us, but he's just hanging there waiting. I guess because he can't get any fish out of the water, apparently. I mean, do the birds know that there's red tide? I don't know. They must know something. I see all the birds um, flying around and everything, but they're not getting in the water. And as I look out into the water, I can see the fish. You know how the fish jump out of the water? The fish are still doing that, but they can't leave. They have no choice but to stay there. And I don't think the red tide is good for the fish either. But this place was packed yesterday. I mean, yesterday was a weekend, so Saturday and Sunday it was packed. There were all kinds of fishermen. There were people swimming. There were boats. There were people on their boards, paddle boards, and then the boards with the sails on them. I forget what that's called. Um, but the place was packed. The water was full, and now it's completely empty. There are still people that come and park by the waterside like we do, but and they sit outside. But it's been so windy, you can't even have a conversation. The wind is so strong. You get. I was trying to. It was windy yesterday, and I was trying to hear what Lulu and Laura were saying. I had to turn my head, try to get a little closer. But that wind is so loud. So, I mean, it's really hard to have a conversation when you're out in it. So, I'm inside my van, and Lulu has been in her van all day. And Laura's not here because she wanted to go to the movies. So, we could have went. I could have went, but at the time that she left, my back wasn't ready. Um, and I'm moving slow. I'm walking slow. So um, I probably wasn't going to be able to keep up or even to sit in the movie theater seats for a couple hours. That's just, it was better that I stayed right here and rested on my pillows with my Advil or my Tylenol or whatever it is I'm taking, and just chilling. So it does feel better than it did this morning, because I have not been moving around on it, and so I'm hoping that tomorrow it will be fine. Um, you know, we have dances that we do. Lulu's got a dance. There's always a dance. So there are dances that we need to do, and I hope that my back is all better by the time we have to do any dancing. Um, it it was giving me trouble the last time, but I think it's because I was jumping and I shouldn't have been jumping. So, but that got better like in a day and a half. So I'm thinking by this time tomorrow, it should be okay, and I should be back to normal. It doesn't last long. It just if I don't sleep right, or if I jump, or if I do too much lifting, or I also noticed, because I live on the second floor, when I load my van and I'm up and down the stairs, not only am I up and down the stairs, but I'm also carrying things. Yeah, my back doesn't like that either, but you know, it's not going to stop me. I'm going to keep on going, um, because it's really minor in the whole scheme of things. It's annoying. It's slightly painful, but it's something that I'm just going to have to live with. As you get older, you got to live with some of these aches and pains, and the doctor wants to put me on medication, and I'm like, no, I'm not taking your drugs and ruining my liver. I'll live with the bad back. I will not tolerate the medications tearing up the rest of my organs. So that's where I'm at with that. So I can take Tylenol and I can take Advil or Motrin, and I'm good with that. And that usually does do the trick. I don't need all these other medications that these doctors want to prescribe. But anyway, I'm just concerned about this red water, man. I hope it clears itself up pretty quickly. I think that's what they have to do, is just wait it out and make sure it clears itself up. But how long will it last? Who knows? Um, so my concern right now is that I'm running low on water. I carry 8 gallons of water. I have one 5-gallon jug, and I had been carrying 3 of the 1-gallon jugs, those plastic water jugs that you get. And I had the ones that had the handle on the bottle. But I kind of wanted something that wasn't plastic. So I ordered these stainless steel jugs from Amazon. So I'll put a link in the description. Um, these are 1-gallon stainless steel jugs. I got 3 of them to replace the 3 plastic jugs that I had. And so 2 of the jugs are full. One is empty, and the 5-gallon jug is empty. So I will need water like within 2 days. So I'm hoping that my back will be better, because I will have to lift that 5-gallon jug when it's full of water. Fun times, right? And it's got to get around my 3-drawer cabinet to the back, where it sits in front of the shelf. And I don't know if you can see. Here's the jug. It may not be light enough, but that's the jug right there. So that's where I'm going to have to get it. And It kind of has to go over the bed, past the 3 drawer cabinet, and then slide back into the back. And normally I have no problems getting it there, but if my back doesn't get better quick enough, I don't know how I'm going to probably just do my 1 gallon jugs until I'm able to lift it. So I'm glad that I have these jugs, you know. And they come with a sleeve. I don't know if you can tell, but the jug itself is purple. Of course, Purple Renee got the purple jug, so I got 3 purple gallon jugs. And they come with a sleeve, an insulated sleeve. And the sleeve has attachments. It's got a braided paracord handle that you can click on with carabiners. It's got a strap that, if you want to put it over your shoulder um, and carry it that way. I'm not carrying a 1 gallon jug on my shoulder. That's just not going to happen. But it does have straps. It comes with 3 different lids. It's got just a blank lid like the ones that I have on here. Like this, there's nothing on this lid. And then it has 2 other lids that have spouts on them, 2 different kinds of spouts. So, it comes with straws. It's got they're plastic straws. I would have liked stainless straws. I don't know why it didn't come with stainless straws. And it comes with the little what do you call that thing that you use to clean it? The cleaning brush, a little tiny brush that you can clean like the spouts and stuff out with. So that's pretty cool. But these aren't going to need all those extra attachments. I'm not going to be carrying it around because they're for the van, so they're pretty much going to stay put. Um, and so I don't need the carabiner handle, and I don't need the shoulder strap handle, and I don't really need the 2 other different lids that come on. Now, I got 3 of these jugs, so I now have 2, 4, 6 different lids that I have to store. It came with 2 straws each, so now there's 6 straws, and each one came with the cleaning brush, so I have 3 of the cleaning brushes. And so I just put those all in a bag and shoved them in the back. I could probably put them in the cargo box, but that's for another time. I'll get around to that. And that's pretty much what I'm doing today. We have just kind of been hanging by the waterside and just enjoying the weather. It has gotten warm here in Florida, finally, but the forecast says it's going to get cold again. I don't know about cold, but it'll be, it won't be 70. It'll be in the upper 60s, which is fine, as long as the sun shines, because this is the sunshine state. So we will have sunshine. And so upper 60s won't feel bad unless the wind doesn't die down. These 25, 35 mile an hour gusts in 60-degree weather may not be pleasant. Yesterday was 88, so 20 mile an hour wind. Felt nice, even though we couldn't talk. It was hard to have a conversation in the wind, but the breeze was really nice, and we were able to be outside. And I think in a little while, when I'm done making these burgers, I'm going to go and try and sit outside again. Oh, here's our little bird again. I'm looking out onto the water again, and I see dolphins swimming in that red water. Are they going to be okay? I don't know. They're too far out for me to get a shot with the camera, but I did see a dolphin surface. Usually, um, we see dolphins like every day, and it's usually two or three of them. You only see them when they do their little surface, when they come up and they do their little thingy that they do when they come up above the surface. But yeah, that one I saw was like right in the middle of all that red water. The red water doesn't come all the way to the shore. Right at the shoreline, the water's the regular color. Um, some days it's green, some days it's blue, just depends on how the light hits it. Today it looks green, which is probably why that red shows up so prominently. Um, yeah, it's a little concerning, but because I'm not used to it, so. But that's what I've been doing today. Um, like we haven't really been doing much of anything. Once the meetups were over, we're just kind of chilling beachside and enjoying our stay at the beach. So, I mean, we're doing our living. We still go grocery shopping. We go to Planet Fitness for showers. Um, I can still order from Amazon, have it sent to a locker, and just go pick up whatever I order at the locker. Um, and also, Amazon, I think, is owned by, or Whole Foods is owned by Amazon. So, because Lulu makes frequent trips to Whole Foods for groceries, she can order from Amazon and pick it up at Whole Foods as well. Um, I have it delivered to Staples because it's the closest place and I don't have to travel far. Uh, Not that Whole Foods is much further away, but Staples is closer. So I have my Amazon stuff sent to Staples, and I haven't gotten much. I'm trying to think what I ordered beside these water jugs. I can't even remember what I got sent to the Amazon. So it must be like really small items that I need. Who knows? I did get some pins I have a curtain here. You can see it. So at night I close the curtain, but it cuts across and you can still see light coming through. So I kind of pin it up to the headliner. So I got some cubicle pins to um, to pin my curtain up at night so that people can't see in, and I can do my nighttime living. But that's what's been going on lately. We were starting to talk about how when we're going to be traveling back north, and the stops that we'll all be making on our way back north. So, um, it's time to do a little planning, and I'm going to get my map book out. And I have to say thank you to all of you guys for giving me suggestions on where to stop in different states. I'm going, uh, there's Georgia, there's South Carolina, North Carolina, um, Virginia. I was thinking about riding the coast, so I'm coming up through Delaware and then the lower part of New Jersey into Maryland to get to the Maryland meetup. That part of the route is still up in the air. I don't know for sure if I'm coming through Delaware, but we'll just see. I like to ride the coast up, but we'll see. We'll see because there may be other things that I might need to do instead. But um, right now I'm thinking Delaware, so we'll see. Um, but that's all I got for now. I know it was kind of a short video. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye.